A judge Monday banished a fraternity from Pennsylvania for a decade and ordered it to pay more than $112,000 in connection with the hazing death of a 19-year-old Barrack College student. On the same day, 4 men were sentenced to jail for their role in the fraternity ritual. The case drew national attention because of the brutality of freshman Chun Michael Deng's death in 2013, and it galvanized efforts to prevent such violence on college campuses. But deaths elsewhere continued despite efforts by universities, fraternities, and others. A fraternity pledge died of alcohol poisoning. Now 10 are charged in his death. At Louisiana State University in September, a pledge died after an event at the Phi Delta Theta fraternity. At Pennsylvania State University in February, a 19-year-old sophomore died after a pledging event. Heart-wrenching and incomprehensible, 18 fraternity members charged in Penn State hazing death. The Barrack College case is significant because the fraternity Pi Delta Psi is being held directly responsible for the death, said Emily Poole, executive director of Hazing Prevention Org, a nonprofit advocating for reform on college campuses. Often, the argument is that the members acted on their own and against the national fraternity's policies, she said. In this case, the prosecution is charging that the activities were part of the fraternity's culture. The legal strategy is a relatively uncommon approach to what has been an intractable problem. We have seen increased deaths over the past 2 decades, and there have been at least 4 known deaths that are directly related to hazing just this year, Poole said. But at the same time, she said, there is a sharp raised awareness of hazing cases and a willingness for universities, national organizations, local law enforcement to act swiftly to protect students, investigate and file charges. A grand jury concluded that fraternity members at Barrack, a campus of the City University of New York, tackled and abused a blindfolded Deng, knocking him unconscious during a fraternity ritual in a rented house in the Pocono Mountains of Pennsylvania, and then tried to cover it up even as he lay dying. Pi Delta Psi, an Asian American cultural fraternity, was found guilty of involuntary manslaughter by a jury in November. New York College announces 3-year ban on Greek rushing and pledging after death. The fraternity was acquitted of the most serious offenses it faced: 3rd-degree murder and voluntary manslaughter, but was found guilty of aggravated assault, hazing, hindering apprehension and conspiracy. Police charged 37 people with crimes relating to the case. 4 defendants pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter and other charges. On Monday afternoon, they were sentenced to months in county jail, according to Kimberly Metzger, a Monroe County, Pennsylvania, prosecutor. Not one person out of 37 picked up a telephone and called an ambulance. I cannot wrap my head around it, Monroe County President Judge Margarita Patty Worthington said in court, according to the Associated Press. So there's something greater going on here, and I think it's probably really prevalent.